Dividing complex numbers. Can't have an imaginary in the denominator. That is an absolute no in math. We can absolutely not have an imaginary in the denominator. So to get rid of that, we do a process called rationalizing the denominator, which is just a fancy way of saying we're eliminating I from the denominator. The way that we do that is we multiply the top and the bottom by its conjugate, the conjugate of the denominator. So I would want to take this 2 over 4 plus I. The conjugate of the denominator is 4 minus I. We're just changing the sign in the middle. And then we're going to multiply that to the top and the bottom. Okay, so looking at our numerator, now we have 2 times 4 minus I. So this 2 needs to get distributed to each of those terms. That's going to give us 8 minus 2i over, and now we have to double distribute here. But we do have a conjugate pair, so if we wanted to save time, we would just need to multiply the first terms together and the last terms together. So 4 times 4 is going to give us 16. Then we have a positive times a negative, that's a negative, and I times I gives us I squared. Cleaning this up a bit, this is going to be 8 minus 2i over, we're going to have 16 minus negative 1. So that's going to be 8 minus 2i over 16 plus 1, which is our denominator would be 17 here. Okay, so this looks good from here, but we're not done quite yet. We have to separate the real component from the imaginary component. So what I mean by that is we need to get this in a plus bi form. So remember when we have something like this denominator is shared with both of these terms. So it's kind of ugly. We could rewrite this as 8 over 17 minus 2 over 17 times I. You could put the I here, you could put it here, doesn't matter, whatever you prefer. And neither of these fractions are going to simplify or reduce in any way, so this would be our final answer in a plus bi form. And a common question I always get is like, is this a plus bi form if it's a minus sign? Yes, it absolutely is. In this case, our b just happens to be negative 2 over 17. Totally fine if it's plus or minus, does not matter. Okay. All right, let's try another example. So we want to get rid of this I in the denominator. We hate an I in the denominator. So to do that, we do a trick called multiplying by the conjugate, which means we take this denominator 4 minus 2i, and we are going to change that sign in the middle. So instead of multiplying by 4 minus 2i, we multiply by 4 plus 2i, and we're going to do that to the top and the bottom. Thus, we have to double distribute. So let's do our numerator first. We have to double distribute. We don't have any conjugate pairs here. Okay, and then our denominator, we do have a conjugate pair there, so 4 times 4 gives us 16. First terms together and last terms together. Negative 2 times 2 gives us negative 4. I times I is, of course, I squared. Simplifying our numerator, we have 8. It's going to be plus 16i. This is going to turn into minus 6 all over 16 plus 4. Remember that I squared turns into negative 1, so the signs there will change. 8 minus 6 is going to give us 2 plus 16i all over 20. And the last step is we need to put this in a plus bi form, so we're going to separate. So we have 2 over 20 plus 16 over 20i, and those fractions reduce. So 2 over 20 reduces to 1/10 plus, if we divide by 4 here, we get 4 over 5 times I.